It looks like Newcastle are losing out on more and more players. Ekitike is the first one, Dean Huijsen and Mbeumo, Leon Delap. Are they in a bad position next season without strengthening the side, particularly with Champions League football?
Yes. They need to strengthen. I think they did brilliantly last year. They got over their trophy drought. Eddie Howe is a sensational manager. I really do rate him incredibly highly. But there is a problem, and I know that the deck is stacked against them with regard to the PSR issue. I know that they can't spend money to close the gap in the way that they would like. And ultimately, Chelsea, Man City effectively pulled the ladder up, and Newcastle are the victim of that. But they have to. Eddie Howe has to be backed. They have to get some of these players over the line. Like, what is going on? How can they constantly miss out the way that they are?
Are they aiming too high? I mean, Huijsen's gone to Real Madrid. So that's a big one. Manchester United are a big pull for Mbeumo. I mean, these are big targets.
No, but anybody that's ever heard me talk about football will know that I'm a, what do they call it? History merchant or whatever it is, right? I recognise who Man United are. So nobody can attack me for what I'm about to say here. But Newcastle should be able to sell their current status to a modern day 25-year-old footballer. Newcastle should be able to sell that dream better than the Man United dream. They should be able to.
If you're a player, right, and look, United is a project, so you kind of have to believe in Amorim and believe in Ineos and all that. So there's a lot of moving parts there. But if you're just looking at Newcastle and you're a player that's going in and you're going, right, great, we're in the Champions League, fantastic stuff. But Isak, future in doubt. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? There's been talk about Bruno Guimaraes potentially leaving. And it does feel like a lot of these bigger players, whilst they're sticking around now, how long will that last? If Isak goes, what is this team then? Is it just a Europa Conference League team? Is it a Champions League team? So you kind of don't know what you're joining at that point.
Unless you are one of the better players, one of the most sought after players in world football, like Hugo Ekitike is. He's just joined the champions of England. Ekitike goes into Newcastle, then all of a sudden it becomes an even better project, doesn't it? Like, I saw that they were linked with Mark Gahey, Newcastle, and they've been linked with Mark Gahey for ages. Like, Gahey is England's best centre-half. He's now probably going to go to Tottenham. Like, how have they not got that over the line?
Do you think, remember when there was talk when the Saudis came in at Newcastle about them having a training ground in London?
I hate it.
I know you hate it, but do you think this is part of that issue? No one wants to go and live in Newcastle.
If it is, then the kind of player that doesn't want to go there, you don't want anyway. If a player would play for Newcastle, but only if they had training facilities in London, you don't want them anyway. When you sign for a club like the North East, it's a brilliant area. My wife's a Geordie. Like, my wife's from up there. It's a fantastic part of the world. And when you buy in to be a player for Newcastle United, what you are buying into is the football team, Eddie Howe, the current project, but the Strawberry Pub, the Gallagate End, the entirety of the North East.
Which is great.
The Angel of the North. You're buying into Biker Grove. You're buying into Annandek. You're buying into Alfida Zane Pet. I'm serious. It's a very proud, rich, fertile area.
Some of their players have all done that. You know, the likes of Bruno have really taken to the culture of the city and everything. I get that. But also there's players for example, when Man City pop onto the scene, or Chelsea pop onto the scene, it's easy to attract players to Manchester because there's a wealth of players that live in that area. Or they can advise you where to stay and where to eat. And same with London.
Yeah.
Now you're Newcastle in the north. It's players have to go past Manchester to get there.
Roy Keane said it, didn't he? Roy Keane said it when he was Sunderland manager. He said the problem with signing players. This is what Roy Keane said. He said the Wags won't go there. He said the Wags won't move up. But yeah, if it is a problem, it's not a problem because you don't want players that don't want to buy into what the club represent anyway.
There's a lot of talent in the Premier League that would move to Newcastle. You look at Alanga, obviously coming from Nottingham Forest. He's happy to move up there.
Over the years, they haven't struggled with it. If you think about Faustino Asprilla lived in Newcastle.
Nobby Solana.
David
There's always
Ginola.
going to be exceptions to the rule, right? But there was obviously this feeling that at the start, hence why there were rumours, and look, there were massive rumours. I don't think it ever would have come true. But there was obviously a feeling that it might be an issue.
But they are competing with, it's not about them not being in London, they're competing with big London clubs. Leon Delap's gone to Chelsea. They're two-time Champions League winners, and they're in London.
Yeah, he hasn't signed for Brentford, has he?
No, he's not. They went after a Fulham target. It's a different narrative.
Absolutely.
Let's say Jack Grealish is at Villa. Right. Let's say in this scenario, Jack Grealish is at Villa.
Grealish is a bad example because he'd love Newcastle.
He'd love it out there.
No, but could you tempt someone away from even a Villa?
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Tielemans,
better
for
Man United
example.
at the moment, but
Tielemans, yeah. or someone like that, or
but
wouldn't you rather stay in Birmingham playing for Villa than going to Newcastle?
No, but what Newcastle need to sell is the sporting project. Newcastle,
everyone else has a sporting project.
But not everyone else. Not everyone else has the best striker in Europe leading the line. Not everyone else is a Champions League club.
Long?
Yeah, but every club, Man City had that situation. When's Aguero leaving? Every summer, Aguero was going to leave. He stayed for 10 years.
Yeah.
Man City were winning things, and
they just won the League Cup.
They had this project where Pep was coming in. Is Eddie Howe the thing?
They're top 10 projects in European football. They're top 10 projects in European football. No, they just won a League Cup against Liverpool. I think that if they had a couple more quality in their squad, a couple more quality players, they should be looking to win the Premier League next season.
Is Eddie Howe not a sexy enough name of a manager to?
Well, then they don't understand. Footballers don't understand their own game. If they're not attracted to playing for him, he's one of the top premium managers in world football. There's no debate in my mind.
So is the issue we're saying then? Look, I've been going around the houses.
They're just going big. Is it just
because the competition is too big?
PSR, and they're going for big names. Simple as that.
But
so who do you suggest?
We have also been a little bit too forgiving.
Nottingham Forest best player.
But we've been a little bit too forgiving. 90% of what you've said, I agree with. 90% of what you've said, I also agree with. But Eddie Howe's also been let down by the people conducting these deals because they could have gotten Burmo over the line before he got over the line somewhere else. That's the job of someone. Someone isn't doing their job properly. Because losing out on Liam Delap to Chelsea, you rationalise it as you did. 2-time Champions League. Yeah, absolutely.
London, yeah.
Losing out on Burmo to Man United, you can rationalise it again. The history of it's everyone. Someone needs to get like someone isn't doing.
Yeah, but Alanga was easy. Alanga was easy.
No, but okay. But every time there's been a chance, I'll tell you who's made the mistake. Then Liam Delap had this £30 million release clause. Well. Liam Delap had a £30 million release clause in his contract if Ipswich went down. You know, on the day that Ipswich went down, sign him. Mark Gahey became England's best centre half a year ago. Sign him. Before Palace are in Europe.
Delap only wanted Chelsea. He turned down Man United from all accounts. But
do it before Chelsea are in the Champions League. Do it, but Chelssie qualified for the Champions League. So Delap, Chelsea had the money. Chelsea, do it before then.
One of their issues has been as well. I think they've had Dan Ashworth left, didn't he? And I know that was a long time ago. But then Phil Mitchell came in. Paul Mitchell came in.
No, Phil.
And then he's left really quickly, hasn't he? Yeah. So he would have been the guy responsible for kind of orchestrating the transfer business.
Yeah.
And now he's gone.
Yeah.
So now someone else is coming through the door, halfway through.
Yeah, there is a problem. Like, you know when you see the list of players that they've missed out on?
Yeah.
It's like 8.
Yeah.
It's like 8 players.
So
someone's not done a job.
Gahey looks like he could go to, you said Spurs, but it could be Liverpool. Ekitike to Liverpool. They're way bigger projects. Real Madrid for Huijsen. I think Kerkez has gone to Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
And Buemo, look, Man United are the biggest club in the world still for a lot of people. So I'm going to discount Man United. So who have they actually competitively got in for?
But
it's like,
you've rationalised the Man United one, but that's the one where I say to you that somebody at Newcastle needs to convince Mbermo that Newcastle is a better opportunity than Man United. I would disagree. But when I do disagree and I go, Man United are this, Man United are that, Man United represent this, Man United represent that, everyone goes to me, this guy always talks about, this guy's always banging on about.
Villa should be, Newcastle should go in for Villa targets, Forest targets, Spurs targets, that kind of range. Ollie Watkins.
Go get Darwin.
Actually a really good idea.
Imagine the Gallagate.
They'd love him. They would love him. They would love him.
It's not too far.
He would do the celebration. Who was the geezer who battered the hoardings when he scored? Tamuri Ketspire.
Also, he's going to...
Remember Tamuri Ketspire?
They're in for your man.
I love that. I love that. That is me and you, the yin and yang. You know when you do it like more modern, and I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Never heard of
I've gone Tamuri Ketspire, and he's gone, never heard of him. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just generation. Just generation.
What year is that?
He scored a goal for Newcastle. He was quite a good player for Newcastle. He was Georgian. And he scored a goal for Newcastle and he went ballistic. Took his shirt off and just started like beating up the stadium.
Wow.
It's an amazing moment.
More good news for Newcastle. Obviously, they're in for Johan Wissa, but they're about to miss out on James Trafford as well, who they were looking to bring in.
But that's another unrealistic target. Of course he wants to play for Guardiola. Of course.
No, but okay, I'm going back to my point. Of course he does now because Guardiola realistically wants him.
Yeah.
What Newcastle need to do, because they don't have as much to offer historically as Man City, they need to get him first.
Move early. Yeah.
Get the player in before anyone else realises they're in a fight for the player. In the way that Tottenham have done some good business this year.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Get in, get moving, make it happen before.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah.
He's not getting rid of Ederson. What's he done?
Well, Galatasaray bid £3 million for him. So yeah, looks like he's out the door.
So we can't refuse.
Yeah.
3 million. It's just an offer you got. Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Take a big loss on him.
Hey, do you know what happened there? You did that in a way where I was like waiting for you to say more words. I didn't realise that was the point. You went, Galatasaray bid £3 million for him. And I expected you to go, and obviously that's not enough money, and therefore But that was it. No, they've bid £3 million.
I think it's where he is in his career. I think the club would like to get rid of him.
Didn't have a great season last year either.
No, he cost us in the Champions League for sure.
But James Trafford's the first choice replacement.
He knows the club, obviously part of the City Academy.
Tom Heaton knows the club, but if he was our first choice replacement for our keeper,
Trafford's a better keeper than Tom Heaton in every metric.
But he's a young keeper. Is he good enough for City?
I debate that right now.
Relegated with Burnley, and you seem to.
You don't like relegated.
Aaron
goalkeepers.
Ramsdale got.
You don't like relegated. You do not like relegated goalkeepers.
I think he's better than Onana for sure. He's better than Chelsea keeper. He's a top keeper.
Wait, what's that got to do with the price of tea in China?
Champions League goalkeeper. He's a top keeper. I don't know if he's good enough to get City past Liverpool and Arsenal. He's not better than Ryan. He's not better than Alisson.
If James Trafford's your goalkeeper next season, just forget it.
He's a good keeper. He's a very good keeper.
Everything.
I think you're being rude.
He's got John Stones ahead of him.
Why didn't you just bring Scott Carson back?
What, 3-4 times
He's on a contract. It's a strange decision. It is a strange decision.